get into the victim. We're going to get into each one and what each one means. We're going to get into just the creator. Right now, well, what I mean about creator is there's always going to be somebody that's always complaining about why isn't this going on. You know, why isn't, you can be complaining about anything. You could be driving. You could be in class. How come my teacher writes like that? How come he teaches like that? Or how come this way isn't in the road? How come the street light isn't that way? How come she talks like that? How come they sneeze like that? Everything is in your way, right? Everything. You're just coming up with a reason for everything. So a couple other things is, you know, how come this person isn't doing this? Or how come this isn't going on in my life? How come the church, or how come the school doesn't have this going on? You could be that person, or you could be the creator, right? And you could be the entrepreneur. You could be the ambitious one to say, you know what, it's not here, so I'm going to create it, right? I'm going to be the one to start it. I'm going to be the one to initiate this, and maybe, just maybe, people will come behind me, and then that's the leader in you, right? So that's what we want to talk about today. All of those three, and we're going to break down what they are and how they're bad, and then I'm gonna go over what I think that you can do to get out of the triangle, the circle, the square, the octagon, all the other shapes in the world. Okay. All right. So next slide. So it's called the Karpman drama triangle. You can Google it if you would like to after you leave here. I'm Googling my presence. So we're going to be talking about the hero, the villain, the victim, and this is exactly how it is going. Just like that. That's how we've been talking about. So we're going to be talking about that. Yeah. Good. All right. Next slide. So first one, hero. We're going to be talking about the hero. So hero, which is also known as the rescuer. All right. Hero, which is also known as the rescuer. The stance of the rescuer is, let me help you. Right? Let's get into this. It's going to be good. Let me help you. Right? Let me help you. But rescuers work hard to help and caretake other people, and even need to help other people to feel good about themselves while neglecting their own needs or not taking responsibility for meeting their own needs. So in this process, I kind of had to identify which one am I? Am I a victim? Am I a villain? Am I a hero? And I think I identify with a hero because growing up, I was just always there for people. I always wanted to hear people's problems, and I kind of got slid into that role, you know. And everybody would just tell me this stuff that's going on, and I would give advice, and sometimes people would take the advice, sometimes people wouldn't, and it would make me mad. Like, how come if they came to me for advice, how come you aren't going to take that advice and do better? I just don't see you doing better. I don't get it. You know, so sometimes it would be good, and I would forget about my own self, and help other people. And you're kind of living your way through other people, and I know what you're thinking. Well, why isn't the hero good? He's a hero. She's a hero. It is good, and we're going to be talking about in ways that it can be good. But if you are in a sense of I need to help other people to feel good about myself, then that is the wrong way. Because I can help Jordan, and I can be helping her so much through all her issues and all her situations and everything. And Jordan can just be like, I'm not really feeling, you know, I'm gonna just do whatever I want to do. Then I can be saying, hey, she isn't listening to me. And then if I kind of go in a way or she's not listening to me, then I'm gonna slide into backbiting Jordan, to judging Jordan, and it's just gonna be nothing but drama. It's gonna be nothing but just terror on our friendship, right? And I'm gonna be when I talk to Jada, I'm like, yeah, Jordan, I help her all the time. She don't want to help. She don't want to get my help. She never wants to listen to me. She always just wants to do what she wants to do. You know? So then I start to antagonize her. Then I become another role. It switches. You can go from hero to villain. You can go from villain to victim, and it's just ongoing. Right? So the hero can be good, and we're going to talk about how the hero can be good. So we're going to get into that. So next slide. So this is the word of God, right? And Jesus said, come to Kenny. All of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens in Kenny will give you rest. So, this is also for everyone who calls upon the name of Kenny will be saved. Right? This is the hero mentality. I need you to come to me. I can help you. All the answers flow through me. Let me help you. If you don't come get help through me, I don't know how you're gonna make it in life. Like you're just not gonna make it. I don't know. So next slide. That's a lot better. This is what it's supposed to be. come to me, Jesus, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I, Jesus, will give you rest. For everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord, okay, will be saved. So, you can help your friends out so much, but the ideal thing to do is to point them to the cross. You got to point them to the cross, because their deepest needs, you can't fulfill that. Jesus can. So when we get caught up in this person's not listening to me, they're not listening to me. Sometimes you got to let it go, right? Say let it go.
Let it go.
Say let it go.
Let it go.
Shout out to Frozen 2. Anybody seen the trailer?
Let's not.
Yes.
Really, let's not.
All right, so say let it go one more time.
Let it go.
You gotta let it go. You have to seriously let it go and pray that person to Jesus. Amen? Amen?
Amen.
All right. And sometimes they're carrying heavy burdens. It's gonna look so enticing for all you heroes in here. It's gonna look so enticing for you to help them, because it's like you got the answers, right? But sometimes they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it, and you got to take that person to God, because sometimes they come with heavy burdens and they come with all the issues and their problems. You don't want that on your back, right? So let me talk about it a little more. So next slide for me, please. So the villain. The villain is also known as the persecutor. The stance of the persecutor is, it's all your fault. Persecutors criticize and blame the victims. They set strict limits. They can be controlling. They can be rigid, authoritative, angry, unpleasant. They keep the victim feeling oppressed through threats and bullying. There is nothing good that flows through a villain. And that's pretty self-explanatory, a villain. They're just always just boom, just attacking and attacking and attacking. Everything that they see in their way is just, I don't like it. I don't like it. Always complaining. They could easily side into a victim. They could easily try to help somebody, and then again, boom, bounce back to a villain, right? So we're going to get into the villain, and it's also known as a persecutor. So next slide. So the victim, which is one of the biggest ones. The stance of the victim is what?
For me.
For me. Oh my gosh. Victims see themselves as victimized, oppressed, powerless, helpless, hopeless, dejected, and ashamed, and come across as super sensitive, wanting treatment from others. They can deny any responsibility for their negative circumstances and deny possession of the power to change circumstances. So what is the victim? The victim's mindset is this. Are y'all listening? Paying attention? The victim's mindset is this. I don't like how I'm being treated. I don't like how I'm being treated. They just enslave you to them. Can you help me? No, I can't help you. Oh my gosh, whatever. You don't want to help me. I don't know why you're acting like that. Everything is somebody else's fault. I'm not even going to ask you guys how many people do you know like that, because I'm pretty sure everybody knows somebody like that. Nothing is ever their fault. Never. Never taking full responsibility. Never taking accountability for themselves and what they need to go through. Never having no type of ambition, no type of responsibility, just nothing. Everything is somebody else's fault. Everything is in their way. You're in my way. My teachers are in my way. My parents are in my way. Everybody is in my way. And it's all everybody's fault. And everybody's hurting me. If any hurt that's in me is from my youth up, from my childhood up, it's everybody's fault. Nothing to do with me. I don't need to change. I don't need to change because it's Isaac's fault. It's all Isaac. He needs to change, not me. And when Isaac said, hey, what about your childhood? My childhood. You know, I'm perfect. What about you? You know, what about your childhood? What about you now? You know? So everything is just bouncing back. You know, nothing is going on with me. So, we're going to get into that. And truly, when we go into small groups, I really want you guys to really take heed to this and truly identify yourself with one of these. And the bad news is that, we might be one of these. But the good news is that we can make it out of the triangle, the circle, one of the shapes. Right, guys? All right. So, next slide. No relationships work, right, when we relate to others as a victim. So victims can't get with other victims and get with other victims and get with other victims, and nothing good can come out of that, right? Because it's just going to do nothing but pile on junk on junk on junk on junk on junk, right? Next slide. So this is good right here. So playing the victim or treating people as a victim never makes relationships better. It just feeds drama, fear, and pain, right? Because really, Isaac asked me an essential question. He noticed something that was going on in my life. He said, hey man, he's my friend, he loves me, right? Right? He loves me. And he asked me, hey man, what happened to your childhood? Maybe it's something that happened when you were younger. My immediate response was it's not my fault. It's not my fault, it's my parents' fault. It was their fault. It was somebody else's fault. It was this person's fault. It's not my fault. Everything is not me. So everything I'm just feeding drama. And then as that goes on, I'm talking about people. I'm backbiting. I'm sowing discord. Nothing's good coming out of that, which is causing drama. It's causing fear because I'm scared to trust people. Right? I'm scared to trust somebody else because I don't know how they're going to treat me. Because other people hurt me in the past. That causes fear. It causes pain because who doesn't want somebody to trust? Everybody wants somebody to be able to go to and just lean on. Everybody wants somebody like that in here. Whether it's your friend, right? Whether it's your parents, whether you just say, I don't got no friends, nobody, I just lean on Jesus. That's what's up. Get you some friends, okay? Get you some friends. So, it's just an ongoing cycle. So we're going to get into that a little bit later too. So, if we could bounce to the next slide. So, this is one thing that we need to do to offer to get out. And that's offer grace. So a couple spots in my life. Being victimized. And I don't know if you guys have been victimized before. You can kind of internally think, when have I been victimized? What did I have to do to get out of that? One of the things that I had to do was just make sure that I'm offering grace. Because hurt people hurt people. And then when you have somebody in your area or in your circle or in your bubble like that, the only thing that you can do is just to give them the opposite of what they're giving you, which is grace. You have to get them unmerited favor. You have to get them kindness and the love of God. Because if I'm feeding you what you're feeding me, nothing good can come out of it. Right? Right? So growing up, I remember when I first got saved, I was crazy, I was radical. Everybody was getting baptized. Everybody was getting Jesus. Everybody around. Like, I didn't care about anything else. I was in college and I just loved Jesus so much. So I still do. So I had some friends, that were, like, we want to stay away from Kenny. We don't want to really. So my immediate reaction was like, man, these are my friends. Like, I thought we were, cool, and just, talking about me and saying bad things about me and, saying it's a joke and what's going on. And I know the real Kenny, this is not Kenny. All this other stuff is going on. I could have got in my flesh. I could have got mad. I could have said, you know what? Well, I don't like you either. But I had to offer grace. That was my story. Maybe my story isn't the same way your story is, but sometimes whatever you're going through, and I don't understand, and I don't know what you're going through. Maybe somebody can't understand what you're going through, but you know that there is something on the inside of you telling you that that's wrong what you're doing. You can't treat that person like that. You have to give them grace. You have to give them Jesus. You have to give them love. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? All right, so next slide. So, if we're talking about being victimized, right? Pretty graphic picture. Nobody in the history of this world was more victimized than Jesus Christ. Nobody. This man literally came, and Jesus was an activist. Jesus was a lover. His main purpose was to come here to save you and me, to save us. And if you read it before, we're not going to go to it, but if you read it before, there were so many people, every time he ran up on somebody to do something, there was always somebody right there saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, Jesus? Why are you doing this? This is not even the Sabbath day. You're doing too much, and this is going on. Asking him questions, always antagonizing him, always doing something wrong. But Jesus never got Jesus never got into that circle, into that crazy circle, because he was always offering grace. He was grace. So why am I talking about this? Because we are supposed to be just like Jesus. Everything he is, we have to imitate. If Jesus is showing grace, when he was right here, I'm going to show grace. Because in this picture, right? Last moments. In this picture, there was, even in the Bible, in this movie, is Passion of Christ, if you don't know it, there was another man named Barabbas, right? He was right beside, somebody give me a Barabbas. Give me a guy. Barabbas. Let me get a Barabbas. Come on, Barabbas. Come on. You, raise your hand. Everybody give it up for Barabbas! So, Barabbas, Jesus, okay? So, Barabbas is right here, and every time of this year, they released a prisoner, right? Barabbas was a zealot, meaning he was just a rioter. He was just out here. He was just, he had picket signs and he just did bad stuff, right? I'm Jesus. Never did anything wrong. Never did anything wrong. Antagonized, bullied, just always just in the spotlight in the dark area. The people get to choose who they wanted to release. Because, this is our time. This is what we do. And knowing what they knew, they released Barabbas, right? And then and chose the death penalty for Jesus. Right. So, still to this day, we can read this story and understand that this man was not supposed to be released. Right? Go ahead, Barabbas. Everybody give it up for Barabbas. Jesus was supposed to be the one to let go free because he had done nothing wrong. He had done nothing wrong. But even Jesus, still to this day, we can read. Go to the next slide, please. On the cross, Jesus prayed this prayer. Knowing that Barabbas got released instead of him, Jesus prayed this prayer. He said, Jesus said, Father, forgive them. For they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. Jesus on the cross, dying, being whipped, being punched, being everything. Him on the cross. Him, our Savior. On one of his last breaths, Jesus, God, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. So powerful. So powerful. So we can understand that forgiveness, and even by the next scripture, on the next slide, we can read, and when I forgive whatever needs to be forgiven, I do so with Christ's authority. Watch this, guys, for your benefit, so that Satan will not outsmart us. For we are familiar with his evil scheme. So let me make that easier to understand. The devil, the adversary, he knows that it's hard to forgive. How many know it's hard to forgive? Sometimes when you've been hurt, right? Hard to forgive. He knows that. So what he tries to do is remind you in your mind. You remember that person did this to you? You remember that? How could they have done that to you? I need you to think about that. Think about what they did to you. They didn't even say sorry. They didn't even apologize. Can you believe that they did that? That's going on through your mind all day long. That is the adversary's trick. But what we have to do is what Paul said. Paul said, when I forgive whatever needs to be forgiven, I do so with not my own authority, but with Jesus' authority, because he's the one that has given me that peace. Just like that amazing song that they sung here today about peace. I just love that song. I'm going to have to, YouTube that when I get home. About peace. And Jesus' peace gives us the authority to forgive people that it doesn't make sense to forgive. Right, guys? So we know that. And what we have to do is just to forgive others as Christ forgave the people who put him on the cross. So, next slide. So, I know that's really small. I'm going to read it for y'all. Yeah, I know it's small. Sorry. How do I get out of the crazy train? So we talked about what this is and what it is. We talked about the hero. We talked about the villain. We talked about the victim. We talked about a little bit of offering grace. And we talked about a little of forgiving others who have wronged us. But let's kind of put word to it. So the hero. What do I do? What do I do to get out of here? You got to listen, support, and encourage. Listen, support, and encourage, right? So if Isaac is coming to me with all his issues, right? I'm going to listen to him instead of always giving him something. Whatever is in me, I just want to dump it to him. I'm going to support him, and I'm going to encourage him, and I'm going to help him as a teacher would help somebody. Your teachers aren't there with you every day, every single day. They're there for you for a moment, right, in your class, and then they just send you away because their job is done. I have to treat Isaac like that. I'm going to help him, and I'm going to encourage him to help solve his problems on his own instead of me always carrying Isaac's burdens and his burden to me that he's not listening to me, right? So that's the hero, and that was me. I was being burdened. I was like, man, why aren't these people listening to me? And that's because I wasn't listening to them, and I wasn't supporting them and helping them and saying, hey, this is something that you can do on your own. And do you know Jesus? Let me introduce you to Jesus. He's amazing. He took away my burdens. He can do it for you. He can take away your worries. He can take away your... I know it's not that easy, right? That's kind of ideal to give somebody Jesus like that. But you can take baby steps to introduce Christ, right? It's not about how fast you get it in there. It's just about the baby steps that you're taking. So, the villain, focus on your own self instead of others. Yes, because the villain is always looking at somebody and saying, man, that's wrong. Some of us do it. Sometimes I do it in my mind. I'm at a light and I'm just thinking like, why would that person do that? Why would they cut in front of me? Why would they? I'm just thinking, sometimes your mind can just think about so much wrong stuff. But when you put the mirror in front of you and look at your own self, you're not that, right and easy either. Because we have our own issues. But when we focus on other issues, I can't see what I need to work on. Right? So that is the villain. So the word, work hard to show the results of your own salvation. This is in Philippians. Work hard to show the results of your own salvation. Obeying God with deep reverence and fear. So I have to work on Kenny. I got to work on Kenny instead of always talking about how Jordan is just looking the way she's looking, and why would she wear a Puma hoodie? It's baby blue. I don't get it. Like, Jordan gonna smack me up after this. But, I'm just always talking about her. I need to work on my own self. I need to stop judging people, right? Some of us need to stop judging people. Because you're not in that situation, maybe we should be thankful that we're not in that situation, right? We should be thankful and pray for that person. So, the victim. So what do we do if we're a victim? What if we do if nothing is always never our fault? We need to become a survivor and think like a problem solver, right? You need to become a survivor and you need to think like a problem solver if you're always playing victim. Because the victim can't think about themselves. They're just always thinking about how somebody else hurt them, So, but if I always think, okay, how can I get out of this situation? Because the victim is always thinking about that one situation. How can I get out of this situation, right? What can I do to get out of this situation? You start to brainstorm, number one, number two, number three. What can I do to, better myself? So, and with that being said, in Philippians 4 and 8, it says, and now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true, on honorable, and right, and pure, and lovely, and admirable. Think on these things that are excellent and worthy of praise. I know that's a lot. But basically, Paul is saying, hey man, whatever is good, like in your life, whatever is good in your life, I want you to think on these things. I want you to think about whatever is lovely. Because when the devil is always reminding you, and when your own self reminds you of all the evil things that people have done, that can get you nowhere. And God and you can't move forward if you're always thinking about what somebody did to you in the past. Amen. All right. So these are the things that we can do. And man, maybe some of you want this. I mean, maybe afterwards I can kind of send this off to you guys if you kind of want this. Because I think it's like really, really, really good once you identify yourself. I'm a villain. I need to stop this. I need to really pay attention. Or I'm a victim. I need to stop playing victim. I'm a hero. I need to start, trying to live through other people's issues and focus on my own issues. This is the slide for you, so it's really good, right? So, next slide. So, we are finishing up. I know I have 2 number 1s. Actually, I did not know that until